Hello everyone and welcome to 3 Charts in 1 with me, Richard Perry, market analyst for Infonox on Wednesday the 20th of July. Now the 3 charts I've got today, I've got the Aussie which is looking to break higher. I'm also looking at the oil price which has rebounded strongly, but is it coming up into resistance? And also looking at a nice recovery in equities with the NASDAQ 100 futures. So straight into it with the Aussie chart, and what we've seen is this breach of this little mini downtrend channel that has now turned the market into an improving outlook. Look at the RSI above 50. That's the highest it's been since June, but it's now breaking through this resistance at 68.95. This is sort of through a pivot area of old support which became new resistance, 68.20 to 68.95, and it's breaking through that. So that now brings us up to this bigger picture downtrend channel that's been in place since March, April time. Zoom back one more level to show you that downtrend channel, and it really does suggest that this is an improving outlook, but it needs to obviously continue to break this bigger picture downtrend, because obviously there is also all these resistance of these lower highs from the little downtrend channel as well. But it really is improving, but it needs to continue. 55-day moving average capped the gains back in June time, so that needs to obviously also continue. And this is coming up to an important moment, but the recovery in the Aussie is good. This old pivot area now becomes a basis of support, so 68.30 to 68.95. Little corrective moves on this near-term chart on the 4-hour need to now find support in that area to continue the recovery. But look at that 4-hour RSI as well, improving chart. So this is an improvement on the Aussie, but a nice little switch into buying into weakness and support at higher levels between 68.30 to 68.95 would now continue this recovery. And the oil chart, well, what we've seen in oil in the past 4 to 6 weeks is a downtrend channel. Lower highs, lower lows, consistent rebounds, failing at lower levels. Interestingly, also failing at old support areas, which I think is an important gauge of the fact that we're in this downtrend channel still. We've seen this recovery in the last 3 or 4 sessions back into the resistance of 108 to 110 big figure area, and that also is where the downtrend channel comes in, also where the 21-day moving average comes in as well. We've also got this RSI which is unwound towards that 50 mark, so this is a really important moment. Can the market now continue to move higher through 110 big figure? I would say that that is really starting to suggest that the market is moving decisively higher again, because at the moment this is a technical rally into resistance within this downtrend channel, and if it falls over here, then you're looking back at 98 to 100 bucks again as a test. What we saw is an intraday move lower yesterday that got bought into. On the 4-hour chart, you can see this fell over early morning, then rallied strongly into the afternoon, but it's sort of drifting lower again today. But you can see this on the 4-hour chart. There is resistance around here, and this is again clearly an important sort of inflection point on this chart. Will it fall over or will it break through? That is the question we're looking out for in the sort of next day or so, to decide whether this is a rally into selling opportunity or a new breakout opportunity on a recovery. So is a key inflection point here on the oil price. And finally on the NASDAQ, well, we have seen a decent recovery. In the last week and a half, we have seen risk appetite starting to pull higher, certainly since last Friday. We've seen a dollar correction coming through. We've also seen equity markets ticking higher, and now we've seen S&P 500 futures and NASDAQ futures breaking through resistance that have taken it to the highest levels in over a month. And we're starting to post little mini higher lows. It's broken this little downtrend. So there is a move also above the 55-day moving average for the first time since, well, put it back here to April. So that is an important moment. Also look at this momentum on the RSI above that 55, 56 area. That is the first time that has also been seen since April time. So this is sort of turnaround territory here potentially, but it needs to continue. And I'll show you why. Because what we've seen is this little building of higher lows. But the first key reaction high that needs to be broken is this one at 12,930 area. But also we've seen this little mini base pattern back in sort of end of May into June that markets sort of would have been looking at thinking, is this a recovery territory? it was a bull failure in the end because it failed at the resistance of the old support. Now, the first sort of line that we're looking out for where that comes in, I suppose, is comes in around 12,500 area. So that's the next key test. Can it get through this resistance and really decisively break higher? Above 13, well, certainly above 13,000, we really are looking at a decisive recovery in play, but it needs to continue. Here we see on the 4-hour chart, it needs to continue to also post higher lows. So you'd be looking at initially 11,870 to 12,200 area as a decent basis of support, hopefully for the next higher low. So with that in mind, I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I'll speak to you next time. Thank you.